Hi, my name is Savannah Santos, and today I will be presenting my informative speech about the investigating antimicrobial properties of natural disinfectants, which was a senior capstone that I did in high school. My audience today are my parents, Rick and Elisa. So, pretty much, we all know that high school athletes in particular are not the most sanitary of our population. So, being an athlete myself and using the weight room all the time, I realized that we were always in there, but we never saw anyone cleaning ever. But they always claimed that they cleaned. So, I wanted to dig further into it. And so, before diving into this project, I asked multiple heads of their athletics, like sports. I asked the head of women's basketball, Michael Serpone, who actually helped me later in this project to take this to the Board of Ed with our findings. I asked the head of the athletic director, Andrew Shattuck, the athletic trainer, Michelle Ferguson, the football coach, and the wrestling coach, and all of their assistant coaches, how they felt about the cleanliness of the area, whether they felt that it needed to be cleaned more. And I also surveyed 65 athletes from various sports throughout the school, both male and female, if they felt that the weight room was properly maintained, whether they felt it would clean. And also I took a survey on whether they felt that the synthetic disinfectants such as bleach and Lysol would clean better than the natural alternatives such as apple cider vinegar and garlic oil. I did not use garlic oil, but I used grapeseed oil, Lysol wipes. For the control, we used the disinfectants that they normally use. So a really shocking surprise finding that I found was no one cleans the weight room. And if you don't wipe it down yourself, it does not get cleaned. I asked maintenance, I said, hey guys, what do you use to clean the weight room? And they said, we don't clean it. Petrie cleans it. Petrie is the head of football. So I went to Petrie next and I said, hey Petrie, what do you use to clean this? He said, I don't clean it, maintenance cleans it. So that was the most shocking find of them all. And then when I went to Coach Leonard, the wrestling coach, to ask him how he cleans the mats, they use a large bucket that has a diluted version of a disinfectant that is meant for wrestling mats. It is in here. Can't find what it's called right now off the top of my head, but they use a mop before and after every practice and every meet. So after school, I went in and I took a swab of everything, and of the mats, the benches, and the free weights. And then I stuck it within an incubator in the biotechnology room and came back 3 days later to observe the growths on the plates. We found E. coli, MRSA, strains of the flu that the hospital couldn't even identify at the time. We found various strains of sexually transmitted diseases and strep throat and ringworm. So before I decided to clean the surfaces with the separate disinfectants, I hypothesized that apple cider vinegar would show the greatest decrease in growth over time in the germs collected. So a little bit of background information: free weights such as dumbbells, plates, kettlebells have 362 times more bacteria than a toilet seat, and wrestling mats may have 30 times more bacteria than that. So it's becomes pretty relevant and very obvious why our athletes are either sick all the time or have really strong immune systems. So after the process, we realized that Apple cider vinegar was actually the most effective, and it destroyed 72% of the bacteria found on the auxiliary bench and 85% of germs found on the mats. However, grapeseed oil, which a lot of families use in replacement, actually increased the amount of germs found by 61%. And MRSA, Streptococcus aureus, ringworm, flu strains, E. coli, and the other unknown bacterias seemed unaffected. It was mostly the common hand germs that you find, which were gone. So the germs that actually hurt you didn't really go anywhere. So this is like a survey asking, how often do you use the weight room? And 44% of students and staff members use the weight room 3 to 4 times a week. However, only 12% of them clean after they use it. And then the majority of our surveyed people felt as though the equipment was cleaned properly, and it was a very even split whether they felt as though synthetic or natural disinfectants would work better. After these findings, though, and presenting them to the coaches at the school, they felt severely that something should be done. So Michael Serpone and my biotechnology teacher, Heidi Ortolano, decided to take this up to the Board of Ed and proposing that something needs to be done. We need better disinfectants, and we need to do something about it, have an actual system in place, making sure that everything gets cleaned. And through that, we found that there is no actual law for gyms stating that they must clean anything. So I'll leave you with that to think about. And next time you go to the gym, you might want to wipe down everything. Bye.